Consider the following formula. Which of the following statements is true for this formula? To solve this question, we're going to need to graph the equation, and to do that, we'll need to find our intercepts. And before we do that, let's go ahead and multiply this entire equation by 2 to get rid of this decimal right here. If we multiply everything here by 2, we'll have 2x is equal to 1, because half of 2 is 1, y plus 2 times 6 would give us 12. That'll be a little bit easier for us to work with. Now let's find our x-intercept, or where y is equal to 0. We'll have 2x is equal to 0 plus 12. 0 plus 12 is just 12. Then 2 is being multiplied to x, so the opposite operation to isolate is division. We'll divide both sides by 2 and be left with x is equal to 12 divided by 2 is 6. Then we'll need to find our y-intercept, where x is equal to 0. Here we'll have 2 times 0 is equal to y plus 12. 2 times 0 is just 0, is equal to y plus 12. And then when we do opposite operations, we'll subtract both sides from 12. These will cancel. We'll have negative 12 is equal to y. Now that we have our two intercepts, I'll turn them into coordinate points and plot our graph on the coordinate plane. Here I have plotted our two intercepts. Our first at 6, 0, where I went up and down 0, and to the right, 2, 4, 6. Then 0, negative 12, I went to the left and right 0 and went down 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So now that we have this graph, we can check it against all of our answer choices and figure out which one is true. Answer choice A says that when the value of y is greater than negative 6, so we'd have 2, 4, 6, this value right here. When y is greater than negative 6, x is positive. So greater in the y direction is going straight up like this, so that will cover all of these values here. And all of these values are extending into positive infinity for the x-axis. All of these values are on the right-hand side of the y-axis, which means x will always stay positive, and answer choice A is correct. At that point, you can mark A and move on with the rest of the test, but for the sake of the video, I'll show you why B, C, and D are incorrect. B says when the value of y is lower than negative 6, so we have 2, 4, 6 here, and it's lower, so we're going in the opposite direction this time, x is negative. X only becomes negative once we cross the y-axis down here, then all the x values are negative, but then there's still these positive x values right here. So this answer is partially correct, and that means it is incorrect. We need a fully correct answer. C says when the value of y is greater than negative 12, so negative 12 and up, all of these values, that x is negative. All of these x values are positive. They're all on the right-hand side of the y-axis, so C is incorrect. D says when the value of y is lower than negative 12, in the opposite direction, x is positive. Again, now this is on the left side of the y-axis, which means all of the values are going to be negative for x, meaning this is incorrect, and answer choice A is our correct answer.